guys, thank you so much for joining Wonder Repeat. Tonight we have Kayla and Adam Bryant on with Okie Overland, so let's find out some more about them. Hey, you guys, how are y'all?
Good. How are you?
Good. Doing pretty good. It's been a long day. I don't know about you guys, but it's been a long day. I've had to work all day. So
long days for sure.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourselves, Adam and Kayla. I know y'all are obviously Oklahoma, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yes, I've got that right. So you guys have the Okie Overland store, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, sure do.
We opened up in August of last year, so we're about 6 months in now.
Yep.
It's flying. It's flying when you're having fun. And you did that like in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, maybe not the smartest but it's been fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been fun.
A fun opportunity.
Yeah. You just got into that because you've always liked to overland, or how did that develop?
I think it developed just because we love the lifestyle so much, and Oklahoma was missing like an overland store. You know, it really didn't have that.
Yeah.
So I think we just wanted to bring that to Oklahoma and kind of share that passion with everybody else. So yeah, that's kind of how it came up.
We definitely just fell in love with doing the overlanding and the community, because it really is just a community of good people. And so we wanted to build that community closer to home. You know, we've made the friends in other states and everything. And so we wanted to really capitalize on, or not capitalize, but just build that presence in Oklahoma too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because not much there. I know we always come through Oklahoma whenever we're traveling out west, and there's never anything like you. That's just a state that we always like, okay, let's get through. But we keep saying we want to come. We were going to try to come to your open house, and that didn't work out, and we were not happy about that. But looks like you had, I believe this is your open house. Was that right?
Yes, that was the grand opening. We had over 200
people. Yeah.
Over 200 people come through that day.
That's awesome.
Did a big raffle, had a bunch of giveaways. So
yeah, that's so cool. So what all do you carry in Okie Overland there?
Oh, geez.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. Oil, GSI cookware.
I was about to say.
Road tents, 23-0, Baja. I mean, you name it. We try to keep a pretty wide selection of everything in the store. Yeah, that's a picture of our new add-on to the store.
We just expanded into that room this last month. So kind of cool to already get to expand a little bit.
Exactly. And did I hear you right that you said you have, I know you said 23-0. We've had that. We loved it. But Global Road?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. But we just added them within the month. Yeah. And they're fantastic.
They've been a hit already. And so it's really kind of cool too. We're the first showroom to be able to showcase their tents for them. So that's been exciting. And of course they've been letting people know that they could come check them out. So it's really fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know James is here, in Arkansas, but I wish there was a place here in Central Arkansas that had, the actual showroom area. So that way people could see it here. I honestly love those tents. At the price point, there's just really no comparison to some things.
Yeah, their kitchens, their pull-out kitchens are super nice too.
Oh, I'm so ready to put one of those in. They're so cool.
Yeah.
Same. So Matt has one of those.
I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's the slide on the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he loves that thing, and I'm jealous because I tried. So as you know, I got a new Jeep. That's where I was last Tuesday. Yes, I was making a trip. I drove to Mobile, Alabama for that vehicle. Wow. I left. Cool. So my show was at 9 on last Tuesday, and so we got the call about 8 hours before then, or not 8 hours. We got it at 8 o'clock. And so I left at 8 o'clock that night, and I stayed at some friends in Mississippi and then drove the rest of the way. It was
Wow.
It was a very long way. I was so tired. But I want that. We measured, and I don't know that it'll fit. But.
Well worth it. It's a beautiful Jeep.
Thank you. Thank you. I will say I was very much close to wrapping my Jeep Grand Cherokee because I got the dent out, and that was the plan, was to wrap it. And so I know the color of your taco, and I have loved it ever since I saw it at Big Iron. It just is a beautiful color. And so I was just like, I think I'm going to go with that cement color because it's kind of a blue, but kind of a gray.
Yeah. Yeah. It all depends on how the light hits it.
Yeah. We definitely loved it.
Yeah.
So where is this picture taken of?
That is the Colorado-Utah line. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was on our way back from picking up the Harker camper.
Yeah.
In fact, that was just a couple of days before Rendezvous, because we went the weekend before Rendezvous to get the camper so we would have it in time.
Yeah.
So the camper that you're talking about is a Harker. Is it outdoors or off-road?
It's Harker Outdoors.
That's the company, and it's called an EDC, which is an expedition-driven camper.
Okay. And so basically that's like a camper on the back of your truck bed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And then so how many people does it sleep? Does it sleep you and the kiddo?
Yeah, I mean it's good enough for two and a little one. I mean it'd be hard to get 3 full-size folks in it, but 2 and a little one's not bad.
So do you do
the same as any other kind of clamshell?
Yeah.
Right. Except for you can stand up in that.
Yes, and you can lift the platform up, and so
you can
lots of room to move around. If you're ever caught in rainy weather or whatever, you can set your chairs up in there.
It's nice to be able to climb out of your bed and being able to have room to stand and change,
get dressed. That's especially like this last month when we did our winter camp out, and it decided to snow the whole weekend.
Oh my gosh!
And we were able to, set our little heater up in there and get up in the morning and get dressed in the warmth before we got out in the snow.
Yeah, it was nice camping with some heat.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing that I like about our Conqueror now is the small VRV that we had was great as far as like a bed, but that was the limit of it. Like you couldn't stand up and have a place to like go from your bed to standing up and to change clothes and be like an enclosed space. Like standing up is a big deal. That way you're not all trying to shimmy in your pants.
Yes.
I've done that plenty of times.
Trying to change laying down in a tent is fun.
We've all done it.
Yeah. Yep. It's a must. You got to at least do it once, right?
Yeah. It's real. Like there's a whole lot of shimmying going on. That's all I'm going to say. So do you have the kitchen on the outside whenever you set up the camper, or is there a place in there? Do you have something built around the edge?
Yeah. So the rear hatch comes off of the camper before it deploys. And that actually becomes your table on the side of the camper.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's really nice. Plus, a lot of times here lately, we've just been opening up the back annex and then still just taking off the tailgate too.
Yeah, so you can do it either way.
So either way is totally doable. But it's been really nice.
Yeah, it's been different, and we've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was about to say I've not seen any of those. Yeah, for sure. And you said that earlier before the show, you were kind of telling me about that because I hadn't seen that or realized that was even a thing. I honestly thought it was an Aleut cab, but it weighs, you said, just 300 pounds.
300, yep.
That's really good.
They make them for Tacoma, Gladiator.
All mid-sized vehicles.
Yeah.
And they're just now starting to break into the full-size market. So that's coming soon.
That'll be way cool. And they're going to be at more.
Yeah.
Yes, they are coming to more. And of course, we're a dealer for them. But right now, probably it'll be a situation where people will drive to their facility to have it installed. And then we can help with all the accessories and stuff like that.
And are they based out west in Utah?
Well, yeah, Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bountiful, I believe, is their
Utah.
real location, but it's like, a suburb of Salt Lake. So.
Yeah. Just that's kind of like, It's like a Dallas thing. You just tell, like, if you talk to somebody that's from Texas and they tell you where you're from and they're like, how far is that away from Dallas?
Yeah. Which suburb are you?
It all connects, so you never really know. You know where it starts and ends.
Wondering Okie, which I mean, you have the same namesake, says that he needs to drive up to Tulsa and check out the shop.
Yeah, come see us.
Yeah. So what are your business hours there? Like, what are your schedule?
Now we are Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 6. We are open Saturday, 9 to 1. Okay. However, the closer we get to spring, those hours will probably be changing just due to the
extending
activity.
Yeah.
So but that's our hours right now through the winter.
Yeah, I did see something on Facebook the other day and said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but 40 days from now, the sun will set at 7.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's me. I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So how was it starting a business? Because you've neither of you, I may be wrong, but did you have a history with business? I mean, we know that you both loved overlanding, but what was your...
So I have had a small business on a much smaller scale that was kind of niche. But nothing to this scale, it's
never a storefront.
Never a legitimate storefront.
Yeah.
So a lot of my older business was done like at events, so setting up booths and stuff like that for our business. But never a storefront, never on the scale.
Gotcha. I will say, you mentioned booth at Rendezvous. Y'all won the best vendor booth.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Like it actually, you felt like you were going into it in a store because you had shelves and everything. Like there's something to say about shelving and organization. I don't know if that's Kayla's niche, but she did good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Team effort.
I mean, we never would have expected, that being, first year coming in like that.
Literally shocked.
Y'all came in hot.
It was a great
honor. Like, we are here.
So it felt good for sure.
Cool.
We enjoyed it. Everybody was super friendly, and it was, even though it rained, it was a great weekend. So.
Yeah. Matt says to come to Conway and start Okie Overland.
Hey, it's a thought.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. We could be like partners or something. Yeah, I think that's really great. So I know you've traveled and you've done a lot of overlanding. Kayla, your schedule doesn't always allow it, but where are some of the places that y'all have been as a family? And just tell us a little bit about that you really enjoyed.
I mean, honestly, we haven't got to travel like to some of like the Colorado destinations. We've breezed through there, but never being able to like camp or do some of that stuff. So like a lot of our time is spent during the weekends due to the schedule. So Ozarks are a super close place for us to get to. So
we spend a lot of time on the Ozarks.
And we don't like to go out solo. So we like to be around people and spend time with friends. So we have, that group that you kind of, everybody has their own groups, you kind of get into. And so we spend a lot of time when we do go to the Ozarks with them. And then just camping locally, that's kind of been a new thing that we're starting.
We started doing oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
We just, as he was saying, the camping, that's the part we really, really love. Of course, we love the overlanding part and doing the trails and stuff. But we have really fallen in love with the actual campsite part of it. When you're hanging out with friends and just sitting around a campfire, having a good dinner, that's the part we, enjoy most of all. And so back in January, we decided to start planning just like a camp out. So in January, we had our first winter camp out as, Okie Overland's winter camp out. And Adam just announced, I think he announced.
Yep.
She's like, can I announce it? This is an announcement.
I've been on nights for 4 nights. I don't know what day it
is. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a camp out every other month. And it's going to be here in Oklahoma. And we're just going to try to pick a different spot every other month that we can get a bunch of people together. And it's just going to be no off-roading, strictly
just show up and hang out.
Yep. So
I love that.
You can be a part of it because there's plenty of people that love being, outdoors and camping that necessarily don't have a capable off-road rig. So we wanted to cater to everybody.
And tent camping, all kinds of camping. Yeah. We had everybody at the last one. In fact, it snowed that weekend, and we were afraid nobody would show up, honestly. And we got there, and there were people waiting for us. Yeah, and we ended up with over 20 rigs there that weekend in the snow. Yeah. So it was incredible. Super cool and so much fun. And we had a major bonfire going.
That's amazing. I will say it's those events that can lead you into knowing what you want for your vehicle. So even if you're not into overlanding, or if you're not into, you can kind of learn from other people. And so just being around that social circle, I guess is what you call it. It's kind of a bad idea for people that are just wanting to get into it, because then you see all the things you want.
Yes.
Yeah. It's nice to have an environment like that. I mean, I had a call today, and it was, hey, we're new to this. We are just looking to get out there and go camping. What do I need to bring? And so this is a good place. We're doing it at Billy Creek Campground.
Okay.
So we're gonna do it there, and it's a nice area, but you're not in the middle of nowhere. So people feel comfortable doing something like that for the first time.
Right.
And it's one of those you don't have to pay for. It's just a public campground. Yeah. So everybody can come. It's just going to be a cool little hangout.
Yeah.
And you said that's going to be once a month?
Once a month, yep.
Every other month.
Sorry.
Oh, every other month. Okay.
For now.
I'm already dedicating you. Every month you're going to be camping.
So it's going to be the first weekend in March, for March. So the 5th, I believe. We're actually going to close the store an hour early. So we're going to close at noon, and anybody that wants to carpool with us can just meet us at the store and follow us there.
Yep.
I will say camping for me, that's one thing I always have to ask Matt. Can we go camping more? Because he does the whole overlanding. He loves doing all that stuff with his Jeep and stuff. But I'm, whenever you work day in and day out, you just want to chill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I'm at. Like,
I feel you.
I mean, you run trails for a good weekend, like. You feel it when you get back. You're just not riding around a vehicle. You've done something.
No. Yeah, and you feel exhausted too, because I mean, it's a brain workout trying to figure out, like, because that's our daily drivers. We don't want to mess them up, and then you have to drive back, and then whenever you get back, you also have to unload, clean your vehicles.
Yeah, it's a process.
All that.
Yep.
But I totally get it. So you plan on doing those camps once a month or every other month, and then I don't want to go ahead and get you that again. But so that'll be exciting. And so it's going to be. Can you say that place one more time where it'll be at?
Billy Creek Campground.
Okay. And if people want to sign up for that, do they just contact y'all, or do they?
We have a Facebook event, so you can go to our Facebook page, Okie Overland, and click on events, and you can find that event there.
And nobody has to sign up for anything. It's really just show up if you want to show
up. Free for all.
So, I mean, it's always good to let us know that you're coming, so we kind of have an idea. But
gotcha. That way you kind of know when to look for people.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they're planning on carpooling from the store, because if we know we're expecting somebody and they're 5 minutes late, we can hold up.
Yeah, for sure. Nathan said the Bryants are so awesome. He loved your rendezvous booth. Yeah, you were welcoming right here. I have my cup that has the speaker in it somewhere.
Yeah, Adam's drinking out of his.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that was so much fun. Oh, I think I got a pink one too.
Mm-hmm. I think you got teal and pink.
I probably did. I really liked them a lot. Anyway, so Okie wants to know, what if we don't have Facebook? How do you suggest?
You can just Google and contact the store, and we can give you directions.
Yeah, and there's some information also on Okie-Overland that's got their phone number and where all to contact, and I'm sure your address too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So how is it whenever you go camping with your daughter? Does she love to go out as well, or is she more of a, let's say inside?
That child would do it 24/7 if she could. She loves it. It is her camper. It is not ours.
Yeah. That's hysterical. This is what Matt just brought me.
There it is.
That looks like my Jeep, y'all.
It does.
It does on that camera for sure.
But it looks like a real person too.
Wow. See,
Oh.
that was meant to be.
Yeah. It was a sign.
I was planning it before I knew.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's freaking exciting. I'm sorry. I'm just a little pumped about that. So she likes going camping. Look at that. What is her name?
Kinley.
Kinley.
Yeah.
She's beautiful, y'all.
Thank you.
She loves to go. You know, she doesn't go all the time. So we try to make it a family event, but then we also like to, for Kayla and I to be able to have that time. You know, that's kind of like our date night.
Yeah.
Especially when I only get a couple weekends off a month. We typically try to go camp some. I'm hoping the weather will be nice enough in March that we can take her on the group camp out.
Yeah.
But it's also like in January, we didn't take her. It's just with the snow and everything, there's no didn't want to chance her getting sick or something like that.
Yep.
But
right. It's just way too cold to be doing anything like that for sure. I totally get that as a mom. And I also love the date night thing. So where do you like to go? Do y'all go camping locally still? Whenever y'all go on your date nights? Look at this.
You know, like I said, we usually try to go spend it with friends.
Hey, check out that hat I'm wearing.
I see that hat. I like that hat.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like I said, it's those off weekends or those time together are usually spent with just a small group of friends.
Yeah,
so,
I think y'all go out with Mo and Mariah a lot, right?
We do. Yep.
I love them.
We're on the Ozarks. We definitely go with them quite a bit.
Yeah, they're some great people.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. So whenever you go out, do you have a route in mind, or do y'all just free travel, or who plans that?
Normally Mo and them kind of, that's hard, so it's like there's no one that really knows it better than us coming over there, so there's usually we've been over there so much, I kind of feel like I know it in the back of my head, it's we've been places multiple times,
Right.
So but yeah, so really we just kind of Mo tries to have a plan.
I let him do the navigating otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm not the planner for that kind of stuff. I can plan other stuff, not the trails.
I was gonna say I'll plan the packing and the things like that, but then I won't. I'm not very good, obviously, with Gaia. Matt's the Gaia guru, so there's all that. So, do you plan like elaborate? Do you like to plan or elaborate meals when you go camping, or how does that work?
I like to a lot of times.
Sometimes, yeah.
Other times we do hot dogs and canned chili.
Yeah. Sometimes it's really simple, but then we use our pop-up pit a lot when we do it big. So like steaks and we do
baked
charcoal
potatoes.
on the pop-up grill and do that type of stuff. So
if we're not doing the pop-up pit and grilling steaks, we're usually using the base camp, the jet boil. And we've done like chicken fettuccine Alfredo and stuff like that sometimes. So it's always something different.
I mean, it's not as fancy as like, some of the meals that you see on the YouTube channels, but grilling and stuff like that, that's a treat for us. So
hey, that's there's always a steak night. For us, there's always a steak. And Matt's recently found I think they're packets of potatoes that you can add water and boil them or something too. But they have like cheese in them and stuff, and those are really dang good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's those kind of things that we like to eat whenever we go out camping. We do like the occasional hot dogs. Don't get me wrong. Those are classics. But at the same time, we're like, okay, what can we make out here in the woods where we're being, like in a hole? Like, tell me how extravagant can we have this?
Right.
So we're going to go to some of the comments here. Fry's on the side. Matt Fry says, camping with family is key. And he wants to know, what do y'all do at camp to keep the kiddo entertained?
Well, to be honest, being a first-time parents, I'll say sometimes uptight, especially when she's been out in the Ozarks.
A little overprotective.
A creek,
She's beautiful. You don't want her to get a scratch.
Yeah, she just wants to run wild, and we want to keep her like a, we treat her like a piece of glass, so, so a lot of times we've liked to camp places where there's like little sandy areas too.
Mm-hmm. She loves to just sit and play in the sand with sticks.
So,
we also, at one time had some games at the store, like a little axe throwing kit that was done with Velcro and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there, there's other little games and stuff, and we'll usually, I know, screen time, but we'll usually take our Kindle because she can play games or watch a movie on it.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to have those electronics where you can download things offline. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll take movies out, like whenever we go. We want to watch a movie at night,
Mm-hmm. It was hard. Her first couple of trips to the Ozarks, like kind of down Pig Trail, a lot of those places, she would get car sick really bad.
Yeah. Oh. So, especially those are pretty some curvy hills.
Yeah, any off-roading or curves and long vehicle travel, she would definitely get car sick. So
Dramamine has been our friend.
Yep. Yeah. Kids Dramamine works.
Yeah, I bet. Jeff Elkins says, "Hey, still running the bed rack."
Sweet.
He got pretty on.
That's the OG bed rack right there.
And I will say, I've seen Brandon and Havens.
Yeah.
Theirs is nice.
Yeah, they got a lightener.
He's got something else coming. I'm not going to say what it is, but it'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to message them and maybe ask. Matt says kids throwing axes around sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
Just don't throw it at the vehicles, babe. You'll be fine.
Luckily, they're just plastic. You can't do too much damage.
Yeah. Tony Kenyon says, "What?" I think that's how I would say that. What? Okay, Overland, where have I been? I'm in Shawnee. Didn't have it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, come check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty awesome. I will have to say. Troy wants to say, do y'all ever drive or camp on the goat?
No, and that is on the list this year. We have never done the goat trail, so that is a must do this year. Like I said, our biggest goal for 2022 was to explore Oklahoma way more, because that's something we haven't done, and it's our backyard, so we should know it. And so that's the goal.
Get out of our comfort zone of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
So we've done a portion of the goat.
Okay.
And we really liked it. We went with Chad Ellis. He was the kind of the leader of that group since he's from Oklahoma. And so he showed us around some things. And there's parts of Oklahoma, you guys, that are beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of everything in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You've got sand, you've got mountains. There's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So I will say one of the most interesting things that we discovered while riding on the goat trail was the wife training facility. So apparently these guys think that it's funny that their deer camp is called the wife training facility. Because we drove by there, and on the front porch, there's all these guys in Carhartt overalls, like sitting there. They've shared like some serious secrets to saving the world on their front porch with their Carhartt overalls. But they called it wife training facility.
That's funny.
Yeah, we know this because we got it on video for the goat, and someone reached out to us and we were like, no, that's actually my something and something dad's deer camp.
Oh, wow.
Of course they saw our video.
Right. Small
But I will say y'all need to do the goat. It's really, really pretty.
Yeah. As soon as we can get some of that free time, I think that'd be something. Do some parts of it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I totally would recommend it. We've been to Broken Bow too, and we really, really like that area. So
on the cooking, we just kind of did their own this last time. I don't know for sure what we're gonna do this time yet.
Just stay tuned. There might be something in the works. I don't want to say it now and it not happen. So, just stay plugged into the Facebook page. The closer we get to time, the more details.
Yeah, I don't think Okie had Facebook, but you can also message them on Instagram or
just call us.
Yep. Call them.
They're pretty much to his cell phone all the time. So anytime you want to call.
Yeah. Closer to March 5th, within a week or so, we should have some pretty concrete. If anything is changing or if we're feeding folks or anything like that, we'll know about that.
I will say it's kind of nice to have a communal meal. Like if you plan like a taco night.
Mhm.
And so someone brings like their own things, and like you all kind of bring in like little ingredients. Like someone will bring chips, someone will bring salsa, someone will bring dip. So I think I've always thought that that's fun just because it allows everybody.
On our like camping with our friends, we will do potluck nights.
Yes, exactly.
Of course, somebody always has to bring the Dutch oven and do the cobbler. That's usually Mariah's thing. So she rocks the cobbler.
Some killer cobbler. So.
I've heard she makes a really good dip too.
Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of dip it is because I've not been able to be with her.
Yeah, more than one. Yeah. Yeah, you can always find good eats around. And it's much easier because it seems like every time you do cook something, there's enough to feed the whole camp to begin with.
I know.
So if you have like 4 different people cooking their own meal, there's so much left over. So we just split it up.
Yeah.
And we have more room in our fridge for other things.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't want to really have leftovers because there's not a lot of room in a fridge for sure. Yeah. So So Matt actually was asking earlier. He was I don't see the message, so I'll just ask it to you because I know he did. But he's wanting to know, what is the long-term dream for Okie Overland? Are you wanting to be like Okie Overland, Colorado Overland? Like how are you?
I mean,
wanting to keep it local.
Yeah, I don't really ever, seeing us what they call it franchise or branching out like that. I think, just being local, in Oklahoma and growing and, I think that's our biggest. That's my biggest thing right now. So.
Is to have do you think you'll ever want like a bigger building, that kind of thing, just to see how? I know you're coming in through like pandemic, so it's kind of hard to imagine the pre-pandemic. Buy whatever you want whenever you want, you can get it in a week kind of thing.
I think long term would be able to, especially for people in the Oklahoma area to find us and come to a store where they can find any and everything they need,
right.
And I think that's our goal, is to just continue to grow and stock new products, every month we try to add something new to the store. So yeah, I mean, it's just we'll see where it takes us.
That's awesome. That's super exciting. I hope y'all do very well there. And I know Ronnie here says that they're super grateful for having a local shop. And Troy wanted to know, what exactly was your location? Where are you located?
We're Tulsa. We're at 7450 East 46th Street in Tulsa.
So we're off of 46th between Sheridan and Memorial.
Okay. Gotcha.
If he's asking if we ever want to have an OKC location, the idea's been thrown around, but
that's a long way out.
Yeah, for sure.
Being in Tulsa, that's a pretty centralized location for the most part for Oklahoma, I would say. So yeah, like I saw Matt say a Okie Overland Superstore. I mean, that is true. It's that's what I kind of have envisioned. So
yeah, that's exciting. So what about for both of you, as far as you guys go? Are you guys wanting to travel more or try to run the show from behind the scenes? I know you're all in, Adam. So do you ever want to be able to separate that a little bit? Like, how does that go?
Yeah, I think at some point, having Kayla at some point being able to step back a little bit from what she's doing, the grueling schedule that she has for her job. But yeah, and once that happens, maybe being able to have that luxury to go, see more of the world,
get to travel some, and be able to hire somebody to run the store some.
Yeah.
So because right now it's literally just us.
Yep.
Adam got sick back in January and was down for a couple of days. So my mom and I she went with me, but we ran the store for a couple of days because he couldn't be there. And
that's on top of you having another job.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was off those 2 days, so it worked out perfectly.
Yeah. And see, this is kind of like why I am very appreciative that you do want to keep it local. You do want to not make it into this huge chain kind of thing, because you care your heart is behind the overlanding family community aspect of it, not a profit building mega center kind of thing.
we like the family aspect,
Yeah.
and we like some of our customers truly are like family already.
Yeah.
You know, it's
And that's just been like this whole, and I think that's what really got us started in this whole thing was the people and how they treated you, and it was like you were meeting a good friend every time you met somebody at like a Rigs and Coffee or any type of overlanding event was always so welcoming, and it just fit for us as far as the people that we met.
Yeah, I totally understand that. And you can see people's vehicles, you can see people, you know, what they do, all this stuff, their jobs, but you will never forget how someone made you feel.
Yeah.
And so for you to be able to keep that local and for you to be able to show that back to your customers, I just love that about you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was my little sweet, tender moment where everybody is sitting here going, oh. So what do you plan on doing to the taco? Is it done?
Or
is it like
almost.
A Jeep and it never stops?
Almost.
I hope we're almost.
We've got some gears and maybe a little sprucing up here and there. But other than that, for the most part, it's done. I think we're ready to, you know, hopefully move on to the next thing before too long would be cool.
Yeah.
Got my eye on that new Sequoia.
Yes. He means I.
Okay, yeah. So what do you drive, Kayla?
So before we started the business, I had a 4Runner.
Yeah.
But since
so
you
had a Toyota too.
Yeah. So since we live an hour from the store and his gas mileage is not so bueno and the 4Runner wasn't either, we traded the 4Runner in and got a Camry. Still a Toyota.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I have a Camry that I drive most of the time. But
you can put a 10 on the Camry.
Do what?
You can put a 10 on the Camry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's what he drives back and forth a lot of times. So the truck's not always at the store. We try to have it there some every week, but he drives the Camry some.
I get it a lot, even on the days I drive the car. People like to come up and, you know, they get to see what it looks like, especially if they don't know much about it. So it's nice having the truck there, but 40 miles of the gallon is also great too. So we enjoy that.
I know. That gas mileage ain't no joke, you guys.
Yeah.
So what all have you done? Let's discuss the build on the taco here.
Oh my gosh. I mean, everything from, you know, backwoods front bumpers and skidding, sliders. We just put the new Dobinson MRRs, 3-way adjustables on there.
Okay. What lights are those on the front?
So those, the big ones?
Yeah, the big yellow ones.
Yeah, so those are actually a company called Vivid Lumen. Okay. So I don't think they actually sell those
discontinued
anymore.
Product.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, before we started the store, it was a company that I kind of was working with, and yeah, one of those deals. They actually are great, but I think that's one of the items I will be swapping out for probably some Bajas, I imagine. So
some Bajas.
Something we actually sell in our store.
So that was in.
Yeah, it was in Wyoming, Green River.
The night before we got the camper put on. So that was, like, we pulled into town right at the perfect time. And
that's
I was
beautiful.
Like, oh my, this was right next to our hotel.
Yeah. I love that.
Who would have thought that? That looks great. It looks like it's in the middle of the desert.
It was beautiful.
Yep. No, it was just a perfect picture. So yeah, we had to capitalize on it. You can't tell it was. I mean, really, the whole town of Green River was pretty much. I mean, there's not a whole lot there to begin with, so it's still in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, that was just right outside the hotel.
That's gorgeous. Yeah. And so obviously you have a snorkel on it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. And do you run Midland radios?
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah, I think we have the MXT 275 in there.
Yeah. And then we've got this CDI. Rock sliders.
Cali Race
rock sliders. Sorry. And then the coastal back road or coastal off road. Sorry, goodness. Rear dual swing bumper, and the big antenna, of course, is the Wii Boost.
Do y'all like that? We've looked at Wii Boost.
I mean, it works.
It definitely makes a difference.
Yeah.
Really.
Like even at, I think it was.
It was at Rendezvous.
Big Iron.
No, it was at Rendezvous. So it was at Rendezvous the first night we were there. and I got a phone call in my tent, and it was the security company
at 2 a.m.
was calling me because the security alarm had went off at our store.
Oh no!
And it was because of the storms.
Yeah, there was
the
really bad.
set the alarm off at our store, but I was able to talk to our security lady at Rendezvous, and I know it was because of the wee boost,
Yeah, but you have to have a signal with that one, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't provide signal where there's not, but if the area is supposed to have coverage, it'll help boost that, that area.
It'll pick up even just the weakest signal and boost it for you.
Yep.
So,
Gotcha.
And then like at Big Iron last year, somebody was having a hard time getting out with their phone, and so we started the truck up, and they were able to.
Is it just hardwired into like your battery system?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. So Troy said a 2023 TRD Pro Sequoia. Do it.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So what would a build look like on that? What would y'all do to that?
I probably wouldn't. I mean, I'll do everything. Even if it's not going to.
I don't believe it's stock for a year.
I think it would
2
be
weeks later.
more of a long traveling type of, vehicle for us. Just more room, even with just one kid, it's stuffing everything into that Tacoma. No matter how much storage solutions you do, it's never enough.
Yeah.
No.
So.
No, but I will say, the more space you have, the more that you feel it. So we'll say
that is true. We have done a good job of like every time we go, we refine something. So
yes.
If it hasn't moved, and if it's not like a recovery item or medic or anything like that,
right?
If it hasn't moved in a couple of trips, we take it out.
Gotcha.
And we even, like, as far as our kitchenware, if it's not something that we plan on cooking with for that weekend, we don't even take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you start learning like more of the things that you want for your own, because you can see everybody has something, and that may not be what's best for you. So,
absolutely,
get out and experience it, and then you'll know. But James is here. He says, hey.
Hey.
He says the Okie Overland shop is awesome.
Yeah.
James, we are so pumped that Global Road is in Okie Overland. That's super exciting.
We're excited about it too. It's been amazing already.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We love dealing with him. Matt wants to know, where does your spare go when you have the camper on?
It's still on the bumper.
Yeah, it's still on the dual swing.
Okay, so it'll fit on there. It covers it up because of the window doors things, or how does that work?
So the hatch just comes down even with the tailgate, the back hatch.
Okay.
The camper doesn't go past the tailgate.
Okay, so you still have
your swings have to be open in order to access the tent. Your swings have to be open and your tailgate has to be down. Basically, when you open that, when the tent clams up, it has an awning that pulls out and it drapes over
past the end of the tailgate.
Yeah, past the end of the tailgate, and it wraps underneath the tailgate with some earth magnets, some really heavy duty magnets.
Okay.
And so then you have all of that room when you climb out of your platform and the tailgate to be able to, get dressed, navigate, and do whatever you want to. So.
If you wanted to, is there like an annex that you can add on to that, or is it like on the end?
So that basically is your annex. Your annex is actually built on to.
So it folds out.
I see.
The clamshell.
Gotcha. So that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as big as what like an annex would be like on a Global Road or anything like that, but
those Global Road annexes are nice.
It's a lot more compact than that.
Yeah, that's cool. But it's just another way of doing things. You can do that, or you can. There's just so many options.
Yeah, I get asked all the time, like, especially people that don't know, like, what do I need? How do I do this? And I just go, like, use what you have, and figure it out from there. Because I mean, you can go get a tent from Walmart, and you can start there. You can start anywhere. You can DIY it. There's really no right or wrong way to do this, and as long as you're having fun and in the outdoors, that's what it's about.
I know a lot of people, and I get into this same kind of trap, especially with getting the new Jeep that I have, is that you want to be able to have all of this stuff That way you're ready to go. And it ends up becoming like a checklist. And then you feel like once you're done with your checklist, you're like, okay, I'm bored. Now what? So it's nicer to be able to really appreciate the journey of the build even. And you can customize it.
Yeah, this has definitely been a journey. I mean, we started with one rack and, one set of suspension and we've done this for a little while. We've seen some other things now. We've learned some things. Let's change this. And so we've done that 2 or 3 times on some things.
I mean, obviously for us, it turned into a complete lifestyle. And, so that's what we built our truck, to accommodate that. And that's just what we like. And what we have might not work for somebody else. So that's the beauty about this industry is there's a million and one ways to do it. And it's never the wrong way. So
Matt just said this is recorded and he's going to play it back and remind me probably after the show because I'm probably going to want something. It's my life. But anyway, so how many miles does your taco have on it?
I think I have close to 30,000 on it now.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's a 2020. So we bought it in November of 19.
Oh, wow. So we won't talk about how many miles Matt has gotten on his
Gladiator.
Yeah.
Was it more than 30,000?
I'll let Matt chime in the comments. I know it's a lot, but it's a lot.
And he's had it, almost a year?
Oh, no.
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 I was thinking he had it at Big Iron last year.
No,
he had it. So his first weekend, it was his first weekend was at Big. Oh, yeah. He just said 8 months, 19,000. Okay.
Wow.
So 19,000 miles in 8 months. He's made a lot of trips.
Been getting around, though.
He has. He gets around.
That's all over.
We definitely did not get to go as much last year as we did the year before.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So Paul from Move Along Adventures has 29,000 since May of last year.
Wow.
He gets around apparently more than Matt.
Yeah.
He calls it smiles. But anyways, so J.L. Haynes says, a new generation 4Runner is overdue. Anxious to see what it's like. I know I've heard that from about every 4Runner owner. Do aftermarket suppliers get any info early?
I mean, not really. I mean,
I know of.
You start seeing a lot of, fab shops that do produce bumpers, just like with the new Tundra. I mean, they've, people's already got their hands on those and they're trying to get them figured out. So it's a process, and a lot of it just don't pop up overnight. It takes a little bit for people to get their hands on one, then to start, mocking up and building stuff for them. So it does take some time.
It's funny that comment was made, though, because I was literally having that conversation with somebody at work this last week about when are they going to finally do a new 4Runner design.
I mean, it's much easier when the generation like the Tacoma has stayed the same year after year for quite a while. So, I mean, most of the 2019 parts is work on a 2020. So anytime they come out with a new body style of anything, it's just a lot of R&D and figuring out what works, I guess. So
I'm anxious to see what the 4Runner looks like too, just because, you see those people that post like a thing was leaked, they act like, and it's totally not what it looks like at all.
Yeah. I don't know. It's, I feel like that, they discontinued the Land Cruiser, and now I think we know why, because of the new Sequoia has so much, so many like Land Cruiser features. When
is that coming out? When is the Sequoia coming out?
I have no idea.
It'll be later this year. Yeah. It's a 2023 is going to be the first model, so I'm ready.
But who knows with the car market when you'll see one?
So are you going to trade the Camry in?
Oh no, we'll never get rid of that.
It's just a gas. Gas is too good in the Camry.
That's the gas friendly one, and plus we'll probably pass that on to our daughter once she gets old enough. So they're safe.
If there's still gasoline to drive them by then.
Yeah, you'll need to have something to plug in.
There might be flying around cars by then.
They will. I nearly got the 4xe. There was a place in Mountain Home that I was adamant about the color. I wanted the pink. And so, but I nearly got a 4xe. But then I was just like, It's just too unknown and too nichey. Like, I know Rubicons, I know Wranglers, but I don't know how that whole electric thing works. And I've watched that you can only get like 10 miles off road. I mean, that's 10 miles, on a battery, but that's not really enough to think like another $10,000 worth on a vehicle to me. I don't know. That's just me. But Troy says, does your shop do installation or any custom fab?
We do installation, some custom fab. I mean, really all just depends on what it is. If it's fabbing up a whole like custom bumper, right now probably the best time because the metal prices are ridiculous. But yeah, I mean we do some custom work, and then we do installations. So
we've got a fantastic guy doing our shop work and installs. He's really, really good at what he does.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
absolutely.
That's awesome. Nathan says he's got this new Jeep and it has 20,000 miles and he's only had it for 2 weeks.
Take that.
Yeah. And then Joey the Professor says, hey.
Yeah.
Now we got to do the bro pose.
Oh, yeah.
So what's it looking like coming up for you guys in 2022? What do you got going on besides every other month?
Yeah. Yeah, just, besides the every other month, I mean, we're going to try to get out, explore Oklahoma, spend time with, some old friends. And
of course, we'll be at the More Expo, and
we got More Expo
plan to go to Big Iron again, and we'll, of course, be at Rendezvous. So we'll be at those major events around here.
Jeep Jam, that's
Jeep
another
Jam
one.
is one that we plan
What
to
is Jeep
try to
Jam?
make it to.
Oh, let's check the calendar again. I think it's in October.
And Okie Jeep Jam is what it is. But it's a huge Jeep event. But they have reached out to us multiple times asking us to be there. So we will definitely be trying to set up there. I think it may actually end up being it's either the weekend before or the weekend after Rendezvous. So
okay, that's interesting. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm all about some. Oh gosh, this is what Joey says. Jeep Jam is good on toast.
He would say that. Yeah, he would say that.
He would, and he did.
Hey, I will say this. It's because of her that I don't have a Gladiator right now, because that was my number one pick before I bought the Tacoma. Was I wanted a Gladiator. She didn't like them.
I couldn't fall in love with it yet. I do now.
Yeah, totally different story now.
So what was it about? Was it good? So I will have to say they have to be on 35s before they look.
Yeah, and I think
normal.
most of the ones we looked at weren't,
I don't know. I just hadn't seen one that was built out, I guess, really yet, and so I couldn't do it. I was like, nah.
Yeah. So is there any chance that someday?
Never know.
I don't know. If quality falls through, then that might be the way we head. I would love to have a Jeep. I mean, they're just the capabilities right out of the box are just awesome. It'd probably get me in trouble because I love to off road, and I love that feeling of
loves to test the limits.
Crazy stuff, But I know I don't want to tear my vehicle up, so I know its limitations, and I try not to put it there a lot. So it would be nice to have, something you kind of push the limits with a little bit.
Yeah. Nathan says he agrees that Gladiators are ugly. But I also will say that he says blue ones are okay.
Yeah. I got a pretty good looking blue one that I like.
He kept himself on the Christmas list right there.
He did. But Matt says Gladiator is greater than Tacoma. I'm not going to argue this. Everybody, it goes back to the whole tent thing and the whole choices. They're pretty capable. Like if you're okay with what will there be better? Yes. Will there be less? Yes.
Yep.
Always. That's the world we live in.
Yep.
All righty, guys. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add? I know people can go to okie-overland.com. Yep. Do you have a storefront on there? I'm assuming you can just order from there.
Yeah.
Yep. And Facebook, Instagram, all those good things.
And there's a pretty extensive list of vendors. We don't have everybody on there yet on the vendor list on the website. That's one thing I haven't had a whole lot of time to dedicate to the last few weeks. We've had some people out sick at work, and so anyways, I've got to get some updates done. But a lot of those brands, we may not have all their products on our site, but they're brands that we can get. So if there's ever something somebody's looking for and you don't see it, call us.
Anything that's on our website that you can go on and buy is what we have stocked in the store. Yes. So you should never run into a problem on buying something and it's out of stock when you find out after you purchased it. Everything that's on our website live is live that we physically have at location.
If it will allow you to purchase it, it's there.
That's awesome. And are things pretty well as far as the whole COVID supply demand, getting things in? Like, what is that looking for a store owner like you guys?
I mean, it's still a thing, it is still a struggle, but I see it's getting a little better. All seems like all vendors are different. All depends on where it's coming from. But for the most part, we haven't had too much of a problem. I mean, we've ran into some things here and there, but overall, we've been managing to keep stuff going.
Gotcha. Well, I'm super pumped. I really appreciate y'all coming on the show. I hope people have got to see a little storefront in Oklahoma that deserves their business, because you guys have ours. We appreciate you guys as an off-road community for sure.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you guys for sure.
Yeah, well, y'all have a great night and an even better weekend, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you. You too.
See y'all.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.